Welcome to the Dan Casper Show podcast, your chance to catch the full show anytime, anywhere. If you missed it live on the radio, no worries. We've got you covered with all the sports talk, opinions, interviews, and conversations from the show. From the Packers to the Brewers to the biggest stories in sports and around Wisconsin, it's all right here. This is the Dan Casper Show podcast. What's up, everybody? Good morning and happy Wednesday. We are making the turn on this week. Appreciate you making us a part of your start, whether you're listening on the radio dials, 105.1 FM, 790 AM, available online to stream up online at sportstalk1051.com, WAYYradio.com. You got your app, download it, take it on the go. Your Alexa devices, smart devices, and, of course, the video stream that is up and rolling right now on YouTube. What do we have on our game plan for us on this June 17th? Brewers picking up a nice win. Brewers picking up a win last night, taking down the Cleveland Guardians in a 2-1 victory. Solo shots from Bryce Terang and Garrett Mitchell, the difference for the Brewers in this one. But, good morning there too, Barb. I was like, well, we got already a notification on YouTube. All right, 2-1 victory, solo shots from Garrett Mitchell, Bryce Terang, the difference in last night's game. Solid outing from Robert Gasser too. Dude, probably his best start, would you say, since maybe his 2024 season, his rookie season. But Robert Gasser going a little over 5 innings, just under 6, 5 2/3, giving up only 2 hits, striking out 5, and issuing 2 walks. Also, the debut of Cooper Pratt did go hitless, had a little bit of a throw in error there too, but had some butterflies and such. But hey, got it out of his system, right? And nothing but positivity. Nothing, can't go anywhere but up after this. So, Brewers setting a franchise record for wins in the first 70 games of the season. They are now 44-26. 44-26. So, they'll try to at least secure a series victory tonight, game 2 of this series. And on the mound for the Brewers is going to be Brandon Sprout. Gavin Williams is getting the start here for Cleveland. So will be a tough matchup for the Brewers offense going up against Williams. But we'll preview this game and look back to last night's win, a franchise-setting win for the Brew Crew. So Aaron Ashby picked up his 10th win too, so got to throw that out there, which, okay, it's cool. It's a fun story, right? I mean, Ashby's 10-0 to begin the year, 2.86. I mean, for crying out loud, he might be undefeated this year. Who knows? He might be undefeated. But I want to know, what do you think? And I'm not necessarily saying that this is the most worthless, but I don't know if I like to use the word worthless, but I guess that's the best way to say it. What do you think is maybe the most overrated sports statistic, stat that is out there? What do you think is the most overrated, I guess kind of worthless sports statistic out there? Or what is maybe another way to kind of throw this out there is, what do you think is the one that gets overplayed a little bit? And yes, I'm referring to, like, because I feel like wins for pitchers now in Major League Baseball, it's not the same. Not trying to take anything away from Aaron Ashby or anything, but I feel like that is, it's not the same. All right, I think we can all agree with that, right? I mean, we can agree with that, I would hope. But your thoughts? What do you think? Let me know. All right, hit me up with some text on that Shoe Doctors bullpen line, 715-830-1912. too. 715-830-1912. Or you can join in on the Section 105 chats on our YouTube video stream. So we'll hit that up. It is a Wednesday, which means we are going to, in the 8 o'clock hour, just right at the top of the 8 o'clock hour, I'm going to chat with Ty from Slab Factory for a little inside the hobby chat with him. So got that coming. It is a what if Wednesday. Give me a what if scenario, sports scenario. All right, we had a lot of fun with this one last week. A lot of you had some good ones out there. But what if? What if? Give me a sports take. Or a sports scenario where you're like, hey, what if this happened? What if that were to happen? What if, could be past, could be future, that sort of thing. Also, a little, what are we doing here? Got that coming up, that segment. What are we doing here? And I like with a lot of these segments, I'll open it up for the rest of you to chime in, to participate. Think about a kind of a sports take or maybe something that's out there like, man, what are we doing here? Like last week, the prime example was Texas Tech. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? So what's a sports kind of thought that you had, an opinion that you have where it would fit that what are we doing here sort of narrative, if you will. So we'll hit that up, have a little fun with that coming up here too. So, wherever else the conversation may lead us. We are officially less than a week away from the NBA draft, and it's still pretty quiet surrounding Giannis and the Bucks. I know there's more rumors and rumblings and such out there. I wonder if it's a game of chicken at this point. Who's going to, kind of fold first? Bucks or whoever, whatever teams out there that have thrown in some offers. I think right now Bucks can hold on to this thing up until the last second, and they're probably waiting to see if a team kind of gets a little antsy and maybe ups the offer. But hey, countdown's still on. So, but nothing's really changed out there in terms of any more like big rumors or reports or anything like that. So, also, we'll continue our 250 countdown. We're just at about the halfway mark. I was updating everything yesterday and such, making sure I don't double up on stuff. But yeah, it's we're I think we'll approach halfway. So we'll knock out another 10 here this morning. So that's coming up, coming your way here later on too. So, but hey, let's get things going here. We got the lead off to open it up. Let's talk some Brewers baseball, shall we? Little Brew Crew baseball. Brewers picking up the 2-1 victory last night. Cooper Pratt's debut. Robert Gasser was awesome. Best start in probably a couple of years for him. Turang, Garrett Mitchell, they were the difference makers. That's all they need. Just 2 solo shots. Just 4 hits from each team last night. Hits were hard to come by, but Brewers taking advantage of their 2 solo shots. So let's talk some Brew Crew, shall we? Recapping last night's W and looking ahead to Game 2 tonight with Brandon Sproat on the mound and Gavin Williams going for the Guardians. We'll take a quick break and we'll get some Brewers talk underway. Coming up on the leadoff after these few words. Father's Day is coming up this weekend, and our good friends from Hy-Vee's got a Father's Day steak sale starting tomorrow through Sunday. And if you go to Hy-Vee and Eau Claire's Facebook page, you can see the whole picture there. That's a lot of steak there. Oh, yeah. We're talking about Hy-Vee Choice Reserve Boneless Strip Steak, Hy-Vee Choice Reserve Beef Big T-Bone Steaks. You got yellowfin ahi tuna on there too, swordfish steak, boneless ribeye steak. There's a lot. And you can go to the Hy-Vee Facebook page in here and check it out. And don't forget about the Father's Day steak cutting event. This Friday, June 19th from 4 to 7 p.m. Saturday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. But it's the Hy-Vee Father's Day steak sale. That might be another fun question. Let's do a little informal poll here. So I threw out one earlier. What do you think is the most overrated stat in sports? Your favorite cut of steak. Okay, what's the go-to steak? You're going to a steakhouse, or you're firing up the grill. They even got Wagyu beef steak strip for sale here too. But you're going to the grill, and you're putting on that piece of steak. What's the go-to steak? What are you putting up there? Or what are you ordering? Hit me up. All right. We've got Eli says interception. More specific, Eli, are you talking like from a defensive side of things? Are you talking from a quarterback side of things? And why do you think that's overrated? Brandon G chiming in saying, I still haven't figured out why WAR in baseball is a stat that is really emphasized in baseball, especially when it comes to how to determine Hall of Fame inductees. Is that like them using Super Bowl wins for quarterbacks in their Hall of Fame inductions? So Brandon G going with wins above replacement. Rando says from Chippa, I love a good sirloin. So, all right, keep those coming. What's the go-to steak for you? All right, what's the go-to steak for you? Share it with the rest of us. Okay, I probably got to go. I mean, my wife's is a big ribeye. She's huge ribeye. I like it. I mean, maybe I'm a little old school. I like my prime ribs. I like a really good prime rib, but ribeye's up there too when you got it cooked perfectly, when you got it cooked right. So those are probably, I like a good sirloin though too. So, but what's the go-to? All right, you can pick any of them. All right, let's talk some Brewers here as we open up things here on the leadoff. Brewer Crew picking up a 2-1 victory last night, taking down the Guardians in Game 1 of this series. Robert Gasser, what's the storylines from last night's games? Start off with Robert Gasser. I think probably fair to say that was one of his best starts, maybe his best start since 2024, when he kind of jumped on the scene early on before the Tommy John surgery, going 5 2/3, only giving up 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, and a couple of walks in a pitching duel last night. Robert Gasser was awesome and reminded a lot of us about the pitcher that we saw in 2024. So good to see that last night from him to go out there and pitch incredibly well, put his team in a position in a game that was clearly evident there wasn't going to be a whole lot of scoring, at least it seemed like, and kept his team in position there up until, Guardians did tie it up in the 7th. Aaron Ashby, who did pick up his 10th win to improve 10-0, but also got charged with a blown save on there too. So, but thanks to Garrett Mitchell hitting that home run in the 7th to take the lead for the Crew, they never looked back after that. But and then the storyline too is another storyline from last night, the debut of Cooper Pratt. Cooper Pratt did go hitless. He went 0 for 3, did have a throwing error. But I kind of chalked that up a little bit to nerves, to some butterflies and such. So got it out of the way. Got the photos with the fam after the game. Hopefully there's not pressing too much just to get that first hit. Hopefully get it out of the way today, and let's go play ball. Let's go play ball. So, but the Cooper Pratt era officially beginning yesterday. The corresponding move, Luis Rengifo designated for assignment. Also from yesterday, too, Brandon Woodruff took a step towards getting back in this rotation. He threw 5+ innings for the Timber Rattlers yesterday in Davenport, Iowa. So he was scheduled for 5 innings and 80 to 85 pitches, and he reached both of those targets, thrown 82 pitches over 5 1/3 innings. He was charged with 3 runs on 5 hits with 1 walk and 6 strikeouts, with 2 of the runs, 2 of the hits, and a lone walk coming in Woodruff's 5th inning of work when the runs scored on a ground out and a sacrifice fly. So they're still projecting a late June return to the majors. According to Adam McCulvey, he will likely rejoin the team today to plot the next steps. So, but going just under 6 innings, reaching both of those targets. Hopefully it's a step closer to the return of Brandon Woodruff within this starting rotation. They're definitely taking it slow with him and very cautious with Brandon Woodruff. And we get it. We understand it, right? We understand the mindset. They want him available when it comes to September and October. And right now, with the way the Brewers are playing and racking up wins, do you blame them? I mean, they have this luxury to be able to go a little slow with him, to kind of ease him on in. Logan Henderson, too, has progressed to throwing bullpens right now. And if anybody's wondering about Quinn Priester, according to Jack Stern, Quinn Priester is following up with the doctor yesterday to decide on his next steps. So that's kind of where we're at here. Logan Henderson still sounds like maybe a projected return of early July. So, but that's where we're at on the injury front so far. But tonight, looking ahead to Game 2, Brandon Sproat is on the mound for the Brew Crew. He is bringing his 1-4 record with a 5.70 ERA to the table here. Now, Brandon Sproat coming off of a very solid performance against the Athletics back on the 10th, where he went 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts. And still, this is a guy that when everybody's healthy in that starting rotation, he's on that line. He's on a thin line, but maybe pitching just a skosh better as of late here. And, I mean, he was incredibly effective in that June 10th game. 6 innings, just 68 pitches. The biggest thing from him is, can he continue to string those starts together? Can he continue to stack success? Can he continue to build upon those starts? It's not just one every few starts. It's got to be, all right, you had another start here, you had a good start here, you had a good start there. Keep it going, man. Keep it going. But it's going to be tough. You got Gavin Williams on the other side here for the Guardians. And when you look at the veteran, you're looking at a guy who so far this year is 9-3 with a 3.32 ERA. He's coming off of back-to-back games against the Yankees where he went 5 innings apiece, a little over 5 innings on June 3rd, giving up 3 earned runs and 2 home runs in each of those games. There's been one thing with Gavin Williams. You know, you kind of look at his starts in May, 5 games. He was 3-2 with a 3.55 ERA. Month of April, the guy was awesome. 6 games, 5-0 with a 2.35 ERA. And when you look at experience, Brewers hitters, yeah, they got a couple guys have a couple of games worth of experience going up against them. Jackson Cheerio, 6 at-bats is 167. Sal Frelick has a home run against him in 5 career at-bats. 5 career at-bats for Terang, hitting 200 with a 400 OPS. Vaughn, 4 career at-bats, 250. So, I would say for some guys, 1 game or 2 games worth of experience. So, first pitch tonight, 6:40. Just like last night, you can tune in on the radio dials, 105.1 FM, 790 AM to tune in. And pregame coverage starts 35 minutes prior. Tim in the Cooley region says, Steakhouse Hoarder's good ribeye. My grill of venison tenderloin. Well, it sounds like Mark is with you there, too. For me, it's any cut of venison steak as long as the supplies last in my freezer from last fall. Otherwise, it's a beef ribeye. So, Mark, Tim, you're right there with each other. Mike says, I'm a ribeye guy, but every Father's Day, I like to get a tomahawk steak to grill for myself. Ooh, will be honest, I've never had a tomahawk steak. I've never had one. So, all right, let's take a quick break. What is the most overrated sports stat out there? And then, since we're getting ready for Father's Day and we've got steak sales from Hy-Vee, what's the go-to cut? All right, what's the go-to cut for steak for you? Hit me up. You got a favorite seasoning that you put on there too? Give it away. Share it with the rest of us. Get what or maybe you're just simple. Maybe you're just simple. A little salt and pepper or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you don't. Whatever. What's the go-to? A little seasoning on there when you make it yourself. All right, let's take a quick break. Back with plenty more coming up after these few words. Have you signed up for the 6th annual Casper Classic yet? If not, what are you doing? Head to our website right now, sportstalk1051.com, WAYYradio.com, and get your 2-person team signed up today. All right, we've got spots opened in the 1 p.m. and the 7:30 a.m., the Surveyor Sam flight. Just, again, 2-person team for $90. That's $90 for the whole team, not $90 per person, $90 for the whole team. That includes your meal. That includes your 9 holes, your cart, couple drink tickets as well. Free gift from us, too. And there's some sweet 20-ounce tumblers, baseball-themed ones that you're going to like. So I got to give a shout-out to our partners who are hopping on board to help support our outing because it helps support Backyard Dreams, Muldoon's Menswear, Park Ridge, distributing Hy-Vee and Eau Claire, Kelsey Nikolai, Edward Jones, Kelsey Nikolai, Dodge, Cambridge, Myron Construction, VFW Post 305, Superior Auto Body, Window World, Home Oasis, and Resonance Branding. So if you are interested in becoming a whole sponsor or really, too, if donating a raffle prize, because those proceeds 100% go to Backyard Dreams, please reach out. Please reach out and let us know. That would be awesome. So, but put on your calendars for Friday, August 7th. I know you're probably thinking, man, that's August. We got time. Hey, everybody's signing up right now. We've already gone through 1 tee time. So get your spot before it's too late. C-Bomb says, I like a medium rare ribeye with hardcore carnivore seasoning or maybe a little meat church. Holy cow. I have never flipped the bill for a tomahawk steak myself, but I may have to give that a whirl. They do look amazing. They do, don't they? They really do. Mark asks, what exactly does designated for assignment mean? Oh, it's one of those baseball things here. So essentially, it's kind of like a holding period. I believe it's about a week. But a team has to decide within this holding period to either attempt to trade the player, to release the player, unconditionally releasing them, making them a free agent, or placing the player on waivers, but it could be waivers where they pull them back. So like if a team lays a claim on this player, they could pull him back and keep him on the team. So if a player clears waivers and is not traded or released, the team can outright him to minor leagues. However, veteran players with at least 3 to 5 years of major league service time can reject this and elect to become free agents instead. This player, though, is immediately removed off that active 40-man roster spot. So that's, a lot of these things in Major League Baseball kind of, they are a little bit hard to it's not as clear-cut as maybe some of the other leagues and sports and such. And I don't know if the Brewers would. I don't know what if Luis would take if he clears waivers. I don't know if he would elect to stay with the Brewers and go to Nashville, or if the Brewers just outright kind of release him. We'll wait and see. So, but game 2 tonight, we'll see if Cooper Pratt gets his first career hit and kind of maybe take the butterflies out of that and such. I think that's, you don't want to get it to a point. I think that's one of the things you don't want to get to a point where, you just kind of waiting because, we're human and he's human. Cooper's human and such. Longer it goes, like, man, I got to get my first hit. I got to get my major league first hit. I got to get that ball. I got to put it on the trophy case, on the mantle and such. Hopefully what's the old adage? First one's always the hardest one. So hopefully he can get that out of the way today and just kind of move on from there. So who do you think is going to be the next guy called up position player-wise when it comes to the Brewers? Jet Williams? Lara? Or who do you think it should be? I will say Garrett Mitchell, with the whole Lara sighting and such, Garrett Mitchell has been playing really well as of late from an offensive side of things, which makes me really nervous for my guy, Sal Frelick. It makes me nervous because, well, first off, we're seeing, even Sal not getting starts and like Jake Bauers even getting starts in right field. And I get it. I mean, it's power, it's offense. You're trying to get your top offensive players out there. But right now in the month of June, Garrett Mitchell is batting .357 with a 1.053 OPS. Garrett Mitchell is on a heater right now. And I know it's we're only halfway through this month, but I think it's kind of a glimpse of what this team for a longest time believed they could get out of a guy like Garrett Mitchell. And so far this year, he's got 5 home runs, .258 average, a .357 on base, and a .789 OPS. All those are averages that are better than his career numbers, career averages. But this is a guy that, you look at, he finished April, if we just look at month by month, .250 batting average, a .400 on base. He was slugging at .397. Had just 1 home run. Month of May, 2 home runs, but he was hitting just .214, .291 on base, and a .357 slugging. Not great numbers. And so far in the month of June, he's got 2 home runs, a .357 average, slugging a whopping .667 and a .386 on base percentage. Now, he's not going to, by all odds, continue to hit over .350. Continue to probably slug over .667, but maybe just kind of giving us a little bit of a glimpse so far of what the team kind of expected or thought they were getting from Garrett Mitchell, because we kept hearing for all these years the potential of him. Just couldn't stay healthy. Just couldn't get out there on the field. And right now, maybe we are seeing what Garrett Mitchell could do as when he's healthy, the potential out there. So good to see that, although it still makes me nervous for Salvatore. Sally. I mean, let's be real here. Real talk. Sal Frelick, not doing the greatest from an offensive standpoint. I mean, so far this season, he's 227. His on base is 303, and his OPS is 611, all below his career averages. And the thing is that he's been kind of consistent. You know, April, he hit 219. May, he hit 217. June, he is off to a little bit of a better start. I mean, he's for the month of June, he is hitting 289. His on base is up to a 386. His slugging, I mean, we knew that he's probably never going to have the high slugging numbers, 368. So a little bit better in the month of June, but I don't know. I think we got to see it. If you had to pick between Sal Frelick and Garrett Mitchell to keep in your lineup right now, who are you going with? I hate to say this, but it's probably Garrett Mitchell. I should say I hate to say this because I just want wins for the Brewers and such. It's always the team above the player, but that's my guy, Sal. Pick it up, Salvatore. We got to get a little. We got to get this going here a little bit more. All right, let's take a quick break as we start to wrap up the wrap up the first hour here. Hey, continue. We're having a little fun conversation. What's the most overrated statistic in the world of sports? Is it wins by a starting pitcher now? No offense to Aaron Ashby, but he's 10-0. I don't think that means he's going to be in the running for a Cy Young anytime soon. Again, I'm not trying to pick on a guy, but still. Is it something else? What do you think is the most overrated stats in the sports world? Plus, give me some what-ifs so I could throw out to the rest of our listeners. All right, if you got a what-if sports scenario, what if the... I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. What if the Bucks don't trade Giannis by next Tuesday? What if... et cetera, et cetera. Then I'll throw it out to the rest of our listeners to give their feedback. Okay? And then another new segment that we're doing each Wednesday. What are we doing here? What's kind of a sports story that's out there or a narrative or whatever you want to phrase it where it would fit like, man, what are we doing here? Like last week, it was the perfect one with the whole Texas Tech and Sorsby thing. What are we doing here? You got one that would fit that? I got one. But I'm going to wait a little bit to hit that up. So send those on over too. And just a little fun one. What's the go-to cut for your steak? Since we were talking about Hy-Vee's steak sale. A lot of ribeyes. A lot of ribeye choices. And venison on there too. All right, we'll take a quick break. And we'll be back to wrap up the first hour coming up after these quick words. Believe it or not, hunting season preparation starts right now, and there is no better place to gear up than Tilden Gun in Chippewa Falls. Whether you are looking to upgrade your deer rifle, pick up a new turkey shotgun, or maybe a dependable shotgun for traps, sporting clays, or target shooting, Tilden Gun has a wide selection of firearms from the brands that you know and trust. Their knowledgeable staff can help you find the perfect fit for your hunting style, experience level, and budget. Plus, you'll find ammunition, accessories, optics, and more to help you get the most out of every trip to the range or into the field. Don't wait until the season is right around the corner. Get prepared now and shoot with confidence later. Stop by Tilden Gun in Chippewa Falls and see why sportsmen and shooting enthusiasts throughout the Chippewa Valley trust Tilden Gun for all of their firearm needs. C-Bomb says, wins for pitchers is definitely the most overrated stat. They do have to be consistently good, but it's very team dependent. In my opinion, in today's game for the NFL, passing yards is a terrible statistic to judge a quarterback. Quarterbacks on terrible teams can rack up yards with what does that say? With loose defenses late in the game? Okay, I see what you're saying now. 4,000 yards used to mean something. It doesn't mean anything anymore, especially with a 17th game. Austin says, what if, Dan, what if Micah Parsons isn't the Micah we've come to know? What if he's only 75% of what he was? Is this Packers defense in trouble, especially our secondary? Yes. Just in my opinion, yes. I would say so. How about the rest of you? What if Micah Parsons is not the Micah Parsons that we saw last year, pre-injury or during his Dallas tenure? As Austin throws out there, what if he's only 75%? Is the Packers defense in trouble? I would say yes. Because right now, Lucas Van Ness is kind of like a Garrett Mitchell to me. I want to see him healthy, and I want to see him get more opportunities. It's not an exact comparison, but I want to see him out on the field more times than not and getting those opportunities. And I don't know about Barron Sorrell, Colin Oliver, Brenton Cox Jr. We don't know enough about these guys and whether they could potentially pick up that slack. So, yeah, that's where I would go for that. How about the rest of you? You can chime in if you'd like. It's a good what if, Austin, and hopefully we don't have to be talking about that during the football season, right? Hopefully we don't have to be talking about that, but that's a good what if. All right, keep those coming. Coming up next hour, actually coming up at 8 o'clock, we're going to do a little Inside the Hobby. Ty from Slab Factory is going to be joining us, and I'm excited to catch up with Ty again, talking a little bit about the latest and greatest in the card hobby and that. So we'll get to Ty. Those are always good and fun conversations with Ty. So looking forward to that right around 8 o'clock here this morning. So continue to send me your what ifs. Send me some what are we doing here. Send me more of your most overrated sports stats, statistics. What is it? Is it wins by pitchers? I've gone back and forth so much on is quarterback wins a stat. I've gone back and forth on that so much because quarterback, yeah, I think you need a quarterback. Every team needs a really good quarterback to have a chance to win. Now, yes, you have examples of teams that still win a bunch of games with maybe a serviceable or a quarterback kind of, going above and beyond, or going above their expectations. But when you say football is the ultimate team game, and we put wins based off on quarterbacks, it's just I go back and forth on it all the time. So I don't know what the rest of you are like with quarterback wins. Is that a stat, or is that an overrated stat? What else out there? What other stats out there do you think is most overrated? And yes, I'm bringing this up because Aaron Ashby picking up his 10th win of the season last night, and he's 10-0. And for what's worth to remember, Ashby has said that, yeah, they'll probably change the rules, and he thinks they should change the rules. C-Bomb says that's a great hypothetical. There's a lot of money tied to Micah. I would still say 75% of Parsons is better than anything we've had since Clay Matthews. My what if is, what if Parsons comes back in Adrian Peterson mode, better than he ever was? Move over Myles Garrett. All right. Those are I mean, if Micah Parsons comes back, Adrian Peterson mode, where you're talking, where he was just absolutely dominating that, was it 2012? Now, I would assume he's still going to miss the first few games of the season, but he probably won't have a sacrifice. Hey, never say never, right? Never say never. Some good hypotheticals. Keep those coming. It's a What If Wednesday. That's what we're doing here. So we're having some fun with that. But we'll get back to some more Brewers talk, too, as we get set for Game 2 between the Brewers and the Guardians tonight. 6:40 first pitch. Brandon Sproat on the mound. I think the biggest thing again for Sproat, can we get some consistency with him? Can we get some consistency with him? Coming off of a good start against the A's. Can he put together those consistent starts? Can he put together those consistent performances? So, all right, we only got about a minute and a half for the top of the hour here, so we'll get back to those Brewers talks, get back to more of your picks. We got a couple more what-ifs that I want to get to here in just a skosh. Also, what are we doing here? And, hey, by the way, since we do have Ty, if you have any questions for Ty when it comes to card collecting or anything like that, send them on over. Ty loves questions. I pepper him with questions all the time. So if you do have a question, maybe you're not even a card collector, but it's something that you read, it's something that you saw in the news, and you just kind of want to get a local expert's opinion on it, send those on over too, all right? We're an open book. Send them on over, baby. All right, shot clock's going to cut me off. So we got some news updates, and then we'll kick off the next hour. Maybe we'll go through another group of 10 from our 250 countdown. But you got a couple minutes to send me some more what-ifs. I like these what-ifs. Send those babies on over. And the most overrated sports